Hey everybody, welcome to the Two Broke Gamers podcast. I'm Ricky.
I'm Steve.
What's going on, yo?
What's up?
From a little Thanksgiving hiatus before we go on our Christmas/New Year's hiatus.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we going on a lot of hiatuses, but you know, we need breaks too, just like everybody else.
It's like seasons of like TV shows have seasons. Well, the Two Broke Gamers podcast has seasons, man.
Yeah, unless you're just listening to this randomly, then
that too.
You never had a break ever from us.
Yeah.
And we thank you all for listening. We're on YouTube and we're on everything else as well on the Twitters at Two Broke Gamers Pod. So let's just get started because we got a lot of things to cover, like the Video Game Awards, which is going to probably happen by the time you listen to the show.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, actually it is. Who knows? Who knows if it'll go on after that day on. Of course, Smash came out. Destiny news with the DLC. All the company news, even after post Black Friday stuff, post everything. Now it's just for the Christmas season. Let's just start off with the Game Awards.
Sure.
Because we noticed it on the spot while we were recording, and looking at it, it just looks like it's going to be another disaster. I was hoping it was going to be something good. I really wanted it to be something good, something that, you know, the video game industry can just kind of look at and go, okay, we're going to put this out publicly. Let's make this show a little presentable. Let's make sure everything's fairly treated. Everything's going to be equal. And it doesn't look like that. I was hoping it would be, especially since the dude's putting his own money up for this thing this year.
Yeah, to me it looks like a bunch of I don't like some of the games and some of the categories. I mean, the categories are fine. It's just that some of the games in the categories are like Game of the Year. You've got Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Hearthstone, and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor.
Well, Hearthstone is like, really?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Hearthstone, really?
And I think there's no Nintendo love in that one. I mean, come on now.
Well, the Bayonetta 2, it was the Nintendo exclusive.
I guess, but even like a Nintendo exclusive, you know, like from first party, not even second or third party, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
Racing game had me laughing, though. Well, no, not only that.
It was racing / sports. It's not their own separate category. It's the same category
to them, anyway. Not only that. What else was there? I was about to talk about the mobile handheld game. There was a bunch of 3DS games, and then like a Vita game, and then a phone game. Yeah. Like that's basically it. Bravely Default, Hearthstone, Monument Valley, Smash Bros. 3DS, and threes.
I found also interesting the best remastered game. You have a Grand Theft Auto 5,
yes,
which is just a re-release.
Which is like remastered.
Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which that is great. I like that one.
We'll talk about that, of course.
But it's not going to win because guess what? Last of Us Remastered again is also on there, which I discussed and I think it's stupid.
But the Halo remaster.
I was about to say, on top of all of that, Halo Remastered, the Master Chief Collection, is up for this category, which you know that's most likely going to be the winner. And you have Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that to me is the most accurate category for all the things that they picked.
Yeah. But it's kind of easy. Like, let's get the top remake this year. Yeah. All right. And then sports racing game, which is kind of funny. Like, everything's in one thing, so I guess FIFA's going to probably win it. I don't think Mario Kart 8 has this chance to stand at all.
Probably not.
Best family game, which is weird. It's Disney Infinity, Fantasia, Music Evolve, Mario Kart 8 again, Skylanders, and Tomodachi Life. Just the randomness.
Yeah. And then you got Best Fighting Game, Killer Instinct Season 2, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, Super Smash Bros. DS, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, and then Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win that one, in all honesty.
I hope one of the Smash games take it.
I hope so,
I'm just
too.
Biased. But.
Yeah, of course. But, I mean, you know, you also have to look at it from the other fighting game community as well. I don't know. It's very tough, especially from people that, you know, I don't know. I just don't know what to think about this year. I really don't.
At the end of the day, I don't know. I just don't think this is going to go over too well.
It's not. And I think this might be the final year of this type of game award, and maybe the official, you know, the ones that have been known for years to do video game awards that have been doing it silently, like the British Academy's Award and everything else like that. You know, they're going to continue their thing because they've always been like, you know, just for the developers themselves. And they actually do appreciate the art of video game versus this one, which is just the explosion of just like massive, you know, gamer culture. And not only that, there's going to be at least 12 or more exclusive world premiere trailers during this award show. And it's kind of like...
Which that's probably the only reason why this thing might be worth watching. Is
and
to
that's
get
it.
Some trailers.
And that's it.
I'm not a big fan of this whole... of these categories. I just think Game of the Year is... None of those are Game of the Year to me.
Yeah.
Maybe Dark Souls too, but that's it maybe.
Yeah, and we couldn't even name our own game of the year because we've only played a handful of these games. We haven't even played like the Master Chief Collection or Last of Us. We haven't played the original Last of Us, let alone,
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. When I think of game of the year, I don't think of these games.
Yeah.
Like I said, except for maybe Dark Souls 2, possibly Bayonetta 2, but I don't know. I don't think of Dragon Age or Hearthstone or Shadow Mordor as game of the year.
Mm-hmm. So going on, a major game that we love talking about came out. Before we go into that game coming out, we do want to talk about Karissa the Destroyer and how the video came out from GameStop themselves.
Which, if you don't remember, I don't know if we touched on it on one of our previous shows, but Karissa the Destroyer was at first like people thought it was like a prank or something, and it caused all kinds of chaos within this Smash Brothers community
for no reason.
It's because it was clearly like staged, and people started figuring it out on the spot. Yeah, I guess you can get caught up in the moment, hoping it was true, and people
except for Sky, who just was on the floor dying.
Yeah, right. But he was laughing at this and everything. Yeah. But he also got bodied. So, but it's just like
and then the GameStop video was like now you heard about it. Here's the video. We'll link the video. It's basically showing how it went down and who the mystery smasher was.
Right, but before the reveal and everything, like before the GameStop promo, before anyone knew it was a GameStop promo, it caused all kinds of chaos within the community because it was like, oh, this is all staged. It was fake. Why would you pay people to do this? It's like disgracing the community. Like, no, it was a funny joke.
It was.
You're disgracing the community by getting offended by this.
Like, really? Like, who would do? I mean, think about it as like any other fighting community. You got bodied by a kid. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point,
now that 10-year-old girl out of all things.
I mean, well, what are you trying to say? Why are you trying to be sexist? No, but
you know the expression "you got beaten by a little girl." Like,
yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, there is granted, there is a kid that has entered Evo, and he was 11 years old, bodying kids in Marvel 3. But I mean, besides that, I mean, I think he ended up in top 50. In all honesty,
yeah.
But probably. I mean, still, it's a different game. But obviously, this was like staged, and it was done for publicity. And it was done for obvious reasons. So they showed the video. They showed her trash talk, which, I mean...
That was funny.
It was, but when you saw it, it was like, damn, this is really... What made people think this was real on the spot? Like, really? Who thought that, the way she was talking was like she was reading from a cue card? That's how bad it was.
It was funny, though.
It was, and then it showed the reveal of the pro smasher who was behind the curtain, and they showed it was a Korean DJ, which I was like, yeah, I was like, this is awesome. I was like, wow, out of all of them, KDJ, I would have never thought it was him.
Yeah,
like everybody immediately thought Mewtwo King for some reason.
No, but Mewtwo King had his alibi. He was in Milwaukee at the time, and this was going on in California.
Yeah, so it was KDJ, and the thing is, the real question was, which I wish I really would have asked him, or somebody would put it out there. Like, how long did he have the game?
Like, yeah, how long did he have to practice this in order to be able to confidently body people in Smash for Wii U?
Yeah, you're not getting it the day before going like, dude, we're gonna play a prank into your community. Like, let's just have you just body everybody, but you got like a day to practice. Like, no, he had skills.
He had to have had this game for at least a couple weeks.
Yeah,
in order to get this down like that, because he was destroying people.
He was. And it was no joke. And then you saw his expression, and then you saw him put his hoodie and leave out through like the side after everybody was like kind of turned their backs towards it.
Again, going back to before the reveal, Sky Williams, who is a name that we keep mentioning, he said he saw a pro gamer with his hood on, shadily leaving the GameStop after this event.
Yeah,
and he was like, I know who it was, but I'm not going to tell anybody who it was. It was clearly KDJ.
Yeah.
So
and it's not like he brought any shame, because people were like, oh, he should be ashamed and this, that. It's like, for
what?
What?
I think it's great. I think that letting people think that they got bodied by a 10-year-old girl is fantastic.
Hell yeah.
So that's as far as I'm going with this.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going with it too. So Smash came out. Unfortunately, you have not had a chance to play it.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet because I don't own a Wii U, and my friends keep saying, oh yeah, come over and play, and they live far away, and live in a land far away.
I know, right?
And I just keep not getting the chance to go check it out. So I will eventually play, and I will let you guys know how it is. But
damn it, I'm gonna bring a console to your house.
Right?
I'm dead serious.
No, or just I have stuff coming up where I will end up with a Wii U soon.
Your birthday?
Birthday and Christmas.
Birthday
and Christmas, which I'm at the point where, I'm just like, just give me money. I don't need things.
I just give me a Wii U or money, whatever. I'll get it myself.
Just give me money and I'll get things myself, which is going to be a Wii U GameCube adapter.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff.
Well, there was a draw feature that I loved that the Miiverse made fun of because everybody knows that the Duck Hunt dog is basically Banjo-Kazooie. Someone drew it in. We'll show that. We thought that was a nice, quick little mention for someone to see that. It was classic.
It was funny. I thought it was funny. It's like, hope for next time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, going back to actually the game itself, I love the game. The multiple control features of the game is really cool. I do like that. The actual graphics are amazing.
Oh yeah, and the sound is really nice.
The soundtrack and everything is just really good. And the game itself is really good. Now, you don't really have to go online a lot because there's so much content offline. I mean, I thought there was a lot of content on the 3DS to kind of like have you like, pass by the time and whatnot. But there's a ton more content in the Wii U. Even though I'm not really a fan of the board game part of the game.
A lot of people are saying that the story like that I forgot the name of the mode already.
Yeah, I already forgot. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that's not fun. It's not good.
It is. I mean, I even tried it with like my girlfriend at one point because she was like, "Let me try it out," and we tried it, and I was trying to make it fun, even on the easiest setting and the lowest and everything, and it was still like, this is really forced. I mean, I could have done without that, or at least maybe like even like the subspace, or even like that side story from like a Melee. Like, I mean, even that wasn't really necessary, or something else to just add more different mini games or mini features because I really could have done without that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have had Smash Run because I like Smash Run. Smash Run's fun. I wish it wasn't a 3DS exclusive. I wish they put that on the Wii U.
Oh, yeah, I think that too. But then Sakurai and him not wanting to see the video on YouTube, even though everybody streamed it immediately as they got it.
Yeah,
and that was another thing too I wanted to talk about, the streaming of it. It's really funny that all the pros aren't getting as much views as the casuals who are streaming this game on Twitch, which I think is kind of funny. It's like Lyric and other people are getting like like tens of thousands of views for this game, and then the pros are getting like 1,000, hundreds. It's like, oh well.
You know what it is though? Because the pros, they'll just go on for glory and play for hours and hours and whatever. But these people, the casuals, they play with the viewers. Yeah. So it's like, all right, do you want to see yourself on the stream? I think it's pretty cool.
Well, the pros do too, but you have to be like a sub.
Yeah, you have to
or something
subscribe,
like
and you have to donate, and all kinds of crap to get on their stream. Whereas one guy that I watch, his name is Germ, or the Twitch channel he runs is Distant Kingdom. He plays
shoutouts.
Yeah, shoutouts to Germ. He's awesome. But what he does is that when he starts streaming, he asks for friend codes, or I guess IDs, Nintendo IDs and stuff now for the Wii U, but when it was 3DS, and then he'll add you, and then he adds a queue. So when he'll play about 2 or 3 matches with somebody and then go on to the next person. And that's what his stream is. He streams for about, 4 or 5 hours a day, 6 hours, and it's just playing viewers the entire time.
Yeah, whereas the other guys, they either play each other because they're all running at like the same time.
Yeah. So I think it's awesome that they the little guys, the guys who play with the viewers and all that, they're getting their viewership.
Yeah, and I mean now it's like dwindled down, but now it's also come to the other part of that streaming, which is the competitive side, which has gotten crap, but I don't know if it's real criticism or if it's trolling, because I do love the streams. Every tournament I've watched of Wii U has been interesting. Not to say that it's been boring. It's not Melee, of course. It's never going to be Melee. I'm never going to want to compare it to that. But in all honesty, it's been good.
Yeah. I mean, I still like watching Clash tournaments. It's a nice stream to watch when you're watching for just a tournament. And most of their stuff is based on VG Bootcamp as well. So it's like I'm liking the pro scene for Smash 4. It's different.
It is, and especially people are still figuring out the meta, which is it's good, and also people are still competing. But all I see in chat is this is not Melee. When's Melee? This is so boring. Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong is kind of broken though.
Yeah, he is, and I mean to a point where a pro actually wanted him banned. And then he got crap for that.
Well, he got called out for it because the game is 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks old.
A few weeks old.
And you're already calling for the banning of a character. Yet, mind you, this same guy was a massive Meta Knight player in Brawl who everyone wanted Meta Knight banned, but he was silent for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's like
Zero,
when you're
Zero, we're looking at you, Zero.
Yeah, Zero. But when you're playing the OP. Oh, you're going to keep your mouth shut, but when the OP is beating you and you're not playing it, all of a sudden, it's ban this thing, ban that thing. No, either take your whoopings or learn how to play against it. I mean, Diddy Kong is incredibly strong, but there may or may not be ways to play against it.
Of course. And that's the thing, too. But you know what? People thought there was a point, because I think I was watching a Clash tournament where somebody I forget who it was, and he's a kind of, I think it might have been the cat or somebody else. And he basically, like, I think it was Losers Finals, he just decided to pick up Diddy Kong out of nowhere. He just decided to pick him up, never used him, and he won and got into, like, I think it might have been winners, quarters, winners, losers. He advanced to the next round, but then he lost. And it was like, yeah, see how easy Diddy Kong is easy to pick up and blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? And people just think it's boring, and I hope people still give it a chance. If not, then maybe, Wii U might go the way of Brawl, and it'd be unfortunate because that's really the new big thing right now.
Well, I could tell you from experience, Diddy Kong he's not as easy as everyone thinks he is to play. I tried picking up Diddy Kong, and I've gotten better with him.
Yeah.
But at my first probably 15 games or 15, 20 games on Diddy Kong did not go as I expected them to go.
Yeah.
So it's just, this is of course on 3DS, but he's not that different from 3DS to Wii U. It's just the controls are a little different. But
well, I mean, there is slight differences from the Wii U version to the 3DS. I've actually be kind of considering switching my characters from 3DS to Wii U, and I'm not the only one that feels that way too, because there are slight differences from them.
Yeah.
So, and for me to consider that, I mean, it takes a lot, you know?
Well, basically, like I said, I started playing Diddy Kong because he was so broken, and everyone was like, Diddy Kong this, Diddy Kong that. But, like, I ended up switching off. I switched back off Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
And I've actually been playing Marth. I really enjoy playing Marth. Marth is the character I'm going to go with for Smash 4.
There we go. So now...
Until I play Wii U, I'll figure out. But I haven't played the Wii U one yet, but I'm pretty sure it's still going to be Marth.
Yeah, probably. Now, here's something else, too, technical about the new Smash Bros. Is the fact that the C-Stick isn't as greatly functional as it was like in every other game in the series.
Yeah, the C-Stick is not working as planned.
Well, here's the thing. People use the C-Stick as like an alternate to the A.
Yeah.
Especially in aerials and whatnot. And it's very handful because, I mean, it's very much a flick instead of having to, like, worry about pressing and whatnot. And you could even go back and forth. Like, it's much easier. Like, I don't know really how to explain it, but it's easier to kind of switch back and forth.
Right.
But now, the C-Stick, especially with maybe the change of input with the charge C-Stick smashes and whatnot, is throwing people off because the moment you're aerial and you want to move forward and then use your C-Stick actually stops you and just makes you drop and still use your input as the smash.
Basically, you're losing your momentum, and it's kind of weird. And also, the thing I don't like the charging C-Stick.
I like that one. I think it's good.
And I don't. To me, C-Stick has always been like, I need a quick smash, flick. There you go.
Yeah.
So to me, you can still do that. It's just I don't like, if you accidentally don't flick it and you just hold it a little bit, you're charging instead of quick. Yeah, smashing.
But that's only on the ground too, and that's the thing too. Like if the C-Stick has to be reserved for just ground only, that kind of sucks. That down defeats the purpose of the C-Stick, which is why some people have gone the way of changing the C-Stick input for just attacks.
Yeah.
So it kind of works a little bit
better. Which means you only use it in the air and then you're just
you're
smashing with your A's.
Yeah.
Which I guess that could work out, but it's just, to me, I don't know. It's not liking it.
Yeah. So people using the peripherals. Let's talk about the actual amiibos and controllers. The GameCube adapter works very well on that console.
Yeah. And the only problem with it is that good luck finding one.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Before we get into that, let's go into that. Like it's sold out everywhere. I guess I don't know if Nintendo did that on purpose, which I hear sometimes Nintendo does that, or it's the fact that they've really sold out of a lot of them to a point where, I mean, if you want to buy it secondhand, it's normally $20. You're looking at getting charged $80 for that,
which is kind of stupid. But hey, someone's making a profit off it, I guess.
Yeah. Just like almost the amiibos, but that's another thing we'll talk about too. But as far as the adapters, people have always been, the one main question was, can I use it on my computer? Can I use it on my PC? Yes. Apparently people have been working on to get it a PC. It's fun to jump. And it works on Linux. It looks like it also works on Windows kind of as well. I don't know about Mac. But people, the moment they got that thing, they plugged it right into a computer and see if they can do it.
Hey. That's nice.
Yeah, so as far as the adapter from the last couple of weeks, too, because we're all over the place in this. Now, some countries have said, we're not making it anymore, or some countries have said, well, we're not making any for the moment. What the real official thing is the fact that they're going to make them again. They're going to re-release they're going to release some more adapters. It's just not at this moment. So maybe next year you're looking forward to some.
That's kind of stupid. I think that's really dumb.
Maybe they didn't expect a lot of people to want to use a GameCube controller.
Yeah, well, now people have to wait. If you didn't get one, like me, I don't have a Wii U. that means I'm not gonna be able to get a GameCube adapter for a while.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
that's gonna annoy me.
Yeah, that's gonna suck, dude. But I mean, like, the game's still good with the other controller inputs too. It's almost using the 3DS. If you're using like the gamepad or if you're using the Pro controller, it's almost the same thing. But I know it's the GameCube controller. I know. You're giving that face. I know, Steve.
You guys can't see the face I'm giving Ricky, but it's not the same, man. That's the whole point of playing Smash with a GameCube controller. That's the one thing I do agree with, that you smash the GameCube controller, nothing.
Yeah. Let's go on to the Amiibos, because Amiibos, some of them are rare, some of them are not. I ended up with 2 Amiibos myself, because I got one practically for free.
Which ones did you get?
I got Fox and I got Link.
Nice.
I was thinking about Mario. Like I said, I was gonna get Mario probably, but I said, you know what? Nah, I don't want to go for Mario this time. And I was thinking at like Villager too, but I didn't consider him either.
Well, it's actually really funny because when I was going to pick up my Omega Ruby, I went to GameStop, and of course it was like it came out the same day as Smash.
Yes.
So it was like everything was Smash and Pokemon, and I was like, all right, cool, that's awesome. And so I was just looking at the Amiibos and stuff, and I noticed that my GameStop didn't have a Marth Amiibo. It had 1,000 Yoshis, 1,000 Samuses, 1,000 Foxes, 1,000 Marios, 1,000 of everything. And I was like, did you guys get any Marth ones? And he's like, we got 1 Marth Amiibo.
Wow.
And I was like, do you still have? He's like, no, it got bought out immediately. And I was
wow.
like, that's ridiculous.
And apparently it's rare, Marth.
The Marth one is incredibly rare. Everyone, I guess they didn't really anticipate Marth being that popular, but guess what? Marth is popular.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hello.
Because that's the one, if I was going to get an Amiibo, that's the one Amiibo I would want.
Now, it's also like Villager apparently was rare, and also Wii Fit Trainer might have been rare too.
Probably. I guess they were expecting different results, but
yeah.
Like I said, they got 1 Marth Amiibo in, and it was sold at midnight.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and that's the thing too. I looked in all the stores, and literally there was no Marths. I looked in about 3 or 4 different stores, and there was a bunch of everything else. Like literally, there was like I saw sections in like different stores. Some of them had a lot. Some of them had a handful. Some of them had nothing. And there was everything. Every character was there, but Marth. And I was just like, wow, really?
That's the one I want out of this first set too.
Yeah. And it's funny because, there's one even rarer than that that someone really got lucky on.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Yeah, well, someone got one from Best Buy, I believe. And they got shipped to them, I think, the day of or the day before it's supposed to come out or whatever. And they got a Samus. But apparently it was a factory defect Samus because...
And it had 2 arm cannons.
2 arm cannons instead of just having 1. So that makes it incredibly rare.
Awesome.
So this guy was interviewed. He showed the pictures. We linked to that, and of course the story of him selling it. The actual item, if I can get the price, it's sold for over $2,000.
Crazy.
That's
insane.
Which, I mean, it happens because, I mean, when you have defective things like that, like I could always think of the quarters that came out, the limited edition quarters that came out, the 50 state quarters or whatnot. I know there was a state, and I forget which one it was, that was missing or actually had an additional leaf in its coin or something like that, and that's incredibly rare and worth a lot more.
But
and it's things like that. Defective things also go for a lot.
I feel like how much, like, you just have money lying around, like, oh, I'm going to buy this defective Amiibo for $2,000.
When you're a collector, you got to have money like that.
I don't know, man.
That's especially ridiculous. If, like, for rare games, like, people are buying, like, tens of thousands of dollars for, the incredibly rare, like, NES games and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's still, that's a ridiculous amount of money to pay for a little figure.
The bid ended December 1st, 75 bids, and the final winning bid was $2,500.
Jeez. Man, I wish that was me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wish I got that.
Word. So yeah, one more thing about Amiibo. Someone entered an Amiibo in a tournament, and it actually almost won.
Yeah, it got like what, second place or something, right?
Yeah, a Fox Amiibo, and it kind of dictates the future of the
right
of the tournament. Are Amiibos going to be allowed? Is it going to be an all Amiibo tournament?
Can you have an absentee? Like if I can't make it to my tournament, just use my Amiibo. It plays like me.
Yeah. I mean, why not? And in all honesty, can there be Amiibos at EVO? What if we're looking at 2 like Amiibos in an EVO Grand Finals? Like that would be amazing.
And what's funny is I loved the pictures too, because people took pictures of this tournament, and it was just like they put the Fox next to the GameCube controller, and it was like, all right, that's funny.
Yeah,
it was, and
it was.
I guess someone managed to beat it, but it's like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to when I get my Wii U and I get my Smash, I'm definitely going to I'm gonna find a Martha Amiibo. I don't care what it takes.
Yeah.
I will get one and I will train it.
Yeah. Now the other thing too, custom amiibos where people are just painting or modding their amiibos. People doing the silver or white suit Samus. The Fire Deity Link, excuse me. Blue Yoshi. And, villager with an axe.
With, like, blood and something.
Face and everything.
I saw one that was really cool. It was some guy did Metal Mario, and he basically wrapped the bottom of the, where the sense, I guess the transmitter or whatever.
Yeah, the fire, right?
No, he wrapped the fire, too. But he also, he wrapped...
Oh, yeah, the little
base,
bottom part of the base.
Right,
yeah.
the base. He wrapped the base, and he wrapped the clear fire thing.
Yeah.
And he spray painted it in chrome, and when he took it all off, the fire was still, it still looked like fire, but the Mario was like chrome or anything. It just looked
it was metal,
so cool.
like Metal Mario.
Yeah,
man.
it looked like Metal Mario. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Now, the last thing about the Amiibo, it's gonna be the second wave is gonna be released on December 14th. Walmart has already confirmed that. So if you're getting your second wave, like on Luigi and such like that, you could definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Some other things about Smash Bros. They had some themes for it on the for the 3DS.
I still didn't check those out.
Yeah, so if you want to check that out, they're out there. If you have a 3DS, you can check out the other things. Let's go into the sales of it. The Wii U Smash Bros. In the US is the fastest selling Wii U game ever at this point. It managed,
which isn't surprising.
Yeah, it sold 490,000 units in 3 days, which is impressive for Nintendo
crazy.
Terms. Because you could think about other games like the other big AAA games, and they sell like millions and millions and millions in like a weekend. But for Nintendo, this is a big thing.
Yeah.
We can go into the other sales of Nintendo later too, especially for the Black Friday sales from all the other consoles. But of course, we got to get into that later. One other thing, we have to shout out our dude Wes. I guess he's our dude. Wes,
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. He's been on like once.
Friend of the show.
So he had a new video, Smash on Blast. We definitely retweeted that. If you didn't see it on our Twitter, you probably saw it in other sources, and if you haven't, we will link the video. The Smash on Blast is really funny because it's his take on the Apex situation, especially with Project M not being there. So he definitely took that on in the very most accurate way possible, I think.
Yeah.
Sakurai also took the time to mention on the Miiverse about the European launch of Super Smash Bros. Wii U. So he was he also shouted out one of the stages, which is the Wrecking Crew stage, which that stage was really fun actually. Regular or in an Omega form, I don't care. That thing is great. Sakurai also talked about the in a perfect world, Smash Bros. Would come out in all at the same time. But he talked about how the Wii U version, how the U.S. got it first over Japan because, the holiday sales, and how, in the U.S. the holiday sales start around Thanksgiving time, whereas in Japan the holiday sales start about the beginning of December, which is why, the games come out I think right about as we speak.
It's all about timing.
Yeah.
I think they said it was coming out for the 5th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so there's your explanation on that. Good one, Steve.
My bad. My bad.
The last thing Sakurai said is that he's done, even though he said it before that he's done with Smash Bros. After this series. He's done with Smash Bros. After the series.
I mean, I'll take his word for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was another one.
I mean, there is going to be one, he said. If there is going to be one, it's going to be without him. And I mean, but granted, he took on a lot because he did 2 games at the same time, basically.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
We'll see you for the next Smash, Sakurai.
Yeah, true. I mean, they're gonna have to come to him for suggestions. Like, what does Kirby do, and what does DDD do? And he's gonna be the voice of DDD. Come on now.
Yeah, he has to be.
Some last notes about Smash Bros. And a Nintendo exec talked about how eSports actually helped rekindle the interest of Smash Bros. Here is a quote from Scott Moffitt. He's the vice president of sales and marketing at Nintendo. There does seem to be a ton of pent-up demand for this franchise. French fries? Franchise. Esports has helped to rekindle gamers' love for this franchise and really prepare the environment for a fantastic launch. I do believe that the record sales are due to a lot of pre-awareness activity that has gone on, including esports. The 3DS game also helps satisfy gamers' demands temporarily before the Wii U game. Esports is one of the things that has helped drive the pre-launch excitement for this game to a fever pitch. So there we go.
Bang.
One final note, we have it's really funny because we talked about this before we left on a Thanksgiving when Smash Bros. Just got the patch for version 1.0.4 for the 3DS. And since there was no patch notes, the community decided to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's done. As of December 2nd, everything was done. So it took about like about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. Which, next time Nintendo, just give us the patch notes. We don't have to look for them ourselves.
Yeah, the big changes is the fact that a DI returns, Daka's removed, Shulk is like super OP, and Bowser sides have now make you lose the game versus, having
I thought Bowser sides actually force sudden death.
Nope, it loses the game. That's it. It's been determined.
Ha.
Ha ha.
So no more Bowser siding. If you can Bowser side, I'm just going to win the game.
Yeah. So, yeah, we talking about Smash. We're going on to the other game that came out the same day, which we didn't really give a lot of hype for, and I really feel bad about.
No, it's all right.
It's your game, though, man.
It's my game. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
What do you think of it?
I think it's great.
Yeah, because I spent most of the time that I confined to play Smash. You spent a lot of time playing Pokemon.
I spent, I don't even know how many hours already on it, but I spent a lot of time on it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I liked the original Ruby Sapphire.
A lot of people do. Apparently, that was one I really missed out on because this is one that like touched people's hearts or something. Because a lot of people love those both games.
Oh yeah, like I said, I loved the original Ruby Sapphire and Emerald, and then I don't know, just something about this game. It's like I really enjoyed playing Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. It's like it was a modern touch to it, and they made references to the older games and stuff, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And actually, there is a way to transfer Pokemon all the way from your original Ruby Sapphire to this game.
Really?
And if you have one that's transferred all the way up, which I have a couple that are from my original Ruby Sapphire, you get to transfer it from Generation 3 to Generation 4, from 4 to 5, and from 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And if you take your Pokemon to a certain person in Lily Cove in the hotel, he's like, "Oh my God, this Pokemon has made the craziest journey. You must have a really strong bond with it. Here's a poster." And you're
really?
You're like, sweet.
That's really cool, actually. I like
so
that.
I thought that was a really cool perk to it, that
So-
if you have one from your original game.
So, thumbs up from you, I guess. I don't know what the hell I want to give it.
I mean, I'm also really biased towards Pokemon, but I would say yes.
Yeah. Now, we got to talk about the sales. We talk about the sales for Smash. So it's reportedly sold 1.5 copies in Japan because it's sold in Japan first, I believe, and then it's sold in the U.S. Globally, it's sold about 3 million, except for Europe, of course. I think
Europe was a week late.
Yeah. So it's doing very well.
It is, and that's fantastic news.
Yes. Some things that was taken out, actually, funny enough about that, which, we talked about this before in prep. The grannies and the
old ladies, man.
Yeah, and the hot tub have been cut out the game, which, as you can see in the original one, which we have pictures of here, there were some grannies there, and then you look at now, it's like no one's in the hot springs.
Yeah, no one's in the hot springs, but and actually now if you talk to them, they're like the hot springs are for Pokemon only, but yeah, whatever.
Really?
Yeah, it says it in the game, but you're allowed to go back there. I don't know why, but also had something to do with like certain laws at the time of Japan.
Really?
When the games came out.
Yeah.
So there were certain laws back in 2002 when the original Ruby Sapphire came out
that are
changed now. So it's like
it's the same thing that's happened in anime. It's reflected that way too, where a lot of anime is a lot more centered, and a lot of things have been different now.
Yeah.
That they can't air now versus what they used to get. They used to get away with murder back then.
Yeah, very much. But I mean, it was weird because when I got to Laveridge Town, which is the town where the old ladies are going, it's like the first thing I did was go to the hot springs to see if the old ladies were in fact there, and they were not. And I was like, oh, it's upsetting.
Another thing about the sales, it was the biggest UK debut for Pokemon ever. And of course, it's 3 million sales in 3 days, and that was before Britain. So after that, I don't even know what it is at this point now.
Yeah, I don't know. Pokemon's doing really well.
Pokemon, of course, but because it's Pokemon. Now, here's a few things that we wanted to talk about. Like, you've seen the video of Ghost Girl, right?
Yes.
The new Ghost Girl that is
I haven't seen the new
game.
Ghost Girl. I've seen all the other Ghost Girls.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky actually. It's I don't know. It's when you're fighting like close to the end of the game, where you're fighting one of the actual like whoever they are at the end of the game, the Elite Four.
Yeah.
And like this one girl, it's like, I don't know, it's like strange. And the thing is, if you're not looking for certain things, you'll probably miss it. So yeah, there's a ghost that's like right there in this girl's like room, and it's like freaky.
Well, she is the ghost trainer. So.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a mystery of it. People are trying to assume that it might be, one of her family members or her daughter or something like that. I don't know, man. I didn't play the game, so I don't know.
I don't know. They don't even reference it.
Yeah, they don't. Just like in Ghost Girl, they don't reference it at all. Even the guy who created the game just had, like the last game, X and Y, didn't even know about the Ghost Girl from the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
I don't know. I guess it's just a little Easter egg.
Yeah, I guess.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Just an Easter egg.
It doesn't impact the game. It's just something for you to have fun with.
Yeah. Now, another Pokemon that was brought to my attention that is used to get through hacking is Hoopa. Now, Hoopa is brought some more significance to it because it was like, oh, cool Pokemon to have in X and Y.
It's not released yet.
Yeah, that's why. And it's also cool to have for some hackers and whatnot. But some hackers have used this thing, Power Save, and other ways to get it into the newer games, the Omega, ORAS, I guess I'll put it.
ORAS.
Yeah. And, they've used it to where they talk to somebody. Because when you transfer it, somebody's at the Pokemon Center waiting for you to talk to you and tells you a story about this guy that robbed him and basically gave him a bottle that he decides to give to you because he listened to a story. And it's called like prison bottle or something like that. And you use this on Lupa and becomes this giant monster thing with floating hands. It's like, what? It's like the freakiest looking Pokemon ever.
It is. It's weird.
Yeah, and especially like the one attack that he trained it to do, which was like this attack that like, it hits a Pokemon from behind with all these holes and he laughs at you while he's doing it. It's like crazy.
It's like hyperspace something or other. I don't know. It's
Hyperspace Fury.
Hyperspace Fury, that's it. And it's just like, it's the weirdest thing because it's like has like this Ganondorf kind of creepy laugh to it. Just like, I'm like, that's not something Pokemon does.
Well, here's the thing. People are saying that Hoopa's going to debut in this game at some point because it may have to do with the hoops or the like little portals.
I believe it.
For the legendaries in this game.
I believe it because I've noticed that as well because the Hyperspace Fury uses those portal rings for its attack.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in order to find all the legendaries, you have to talk to a floating ring in some random mirage place.
Yeah.
Like they're all different. They're all different places and whatnot. So it's a lot of fun hunting them all and stuff.
Yeah. Well, of course, that's the point of the game, right?
Yeah, of course.
Now, one thing about the Amiibos and Pokemon, Pokemon Rumble U, which is a game nobody plays. Now,
no. I actually wanted to play it. I just didn't have a Wii U.
I think I got a demo of it. I don't remember. But I mean, if you use it's a weird feature, again, tacked on Amiibo stuff. And I mean, not complaining, but not complaining, because, I mean, at least you could use your Amiibo for multiple games versus, the other stuff where it's just one game you use it on. And I don't know. So this is what the Amiibo gets. If you use a Pikachu, you get a Mesprit. Mesprit, thank you. If you do Link, you get a Swinub.
Swinub?
Yep. I'm gonna let's play Ricky pronounce all the Pokemon.
Let's play Ricky tries to pronounce Pokemon.
Yeah. Wii Fit Trainer will give you Boldor.
That's right.
Ding.
Boldor.
Marth, which you can never get because who cares? Because he gives you a Weedle.
Weedle's awesome. What are you talking about? Don't say that about Weedle. Actually, Mega Beedrill is one of my favorite Pokemon. One of my new favorite Megas.
That's awesome.
Mega Beedrill's amazing.
And if you get the Villager, you get Victini.
Victini's pretty cool.
There you go. And that's it. That's what your Amiibo gets you. Those Pokemon in Pokemon Rumble U.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because, I mean, what if they were just the Pokemon themselves and you scan them in?
Well, I mean, it would make sense for Pikachu to scan in a Pikachu, would it not? But
exactly.
Greninja. Well, I guess Greninja can't scan in a Greninja because Pokemon Rumble U is Generation 5.
Gotcha.
So Greninja's Generation 6. Greninja didn't exist.
So what? Just bring it from the future, man.
I don't know. Well, I mean, Lucario should bring in a Lucario. Charizard should bring in a Charizard, don't you think?
Oh, man, Charizard Amiibos. I just realized that's going to come out.
That's going to be pretty awesome. I'm going to have to get me one of them.
That's going to probably sell it very quick, too.
Yeah.
And now, one interesting thing.
Mewtwo Amiibo?
Mewtwo. The Mewtwo one I'm actually reserving. I'm actually going to reserve that one. Because if they have to, I mean, screw DLC. I mean, unless Nintendo does it smart and goes, okay, so for the people who didn't get this DLC for Smash Bros, you can get the Amiibo Mewtwo, and that's your DLC because you're gonna pay for that and charge a little bit more. Charge a little bit more for it, I guess. But you get your DLC Mewtwo with the Amiibo Mewtwo.
No.
Nah.
Nah.
But then how are you gonna train it if you don't have it in your game?
Sounds like a personal problem, not my problem.
All right. Well, all right. Let's see. And now here was a story that like is weird that came out of Yahoo. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this because this one person wrote an article about how the Pokemon franchise is killing Nintendo because it's selling too well, and it's enabling the company to just kind of like keep stagnant, basically, or to use the quote, to keep its head in the sand. They're saying that the publication, that this article was talking about how Nintendo needs to get in the times and, put all its franchises on its smartphones.
No.
And make billions because they're missing out on billions because they're not doing that.
No.
I mean, I feel like, Nintendo needs to stay Nintendo because that's what they know and that's what makes sense for them. And I mean, like venturing out and other things, really, does it really make money? Or is it only making money for now and in the long run it'll hurt you? Like a lot of these phone and app companies that, are all failing and all closing now because their games and whatnot are just not surviving.
Exactly.
Those free-to-play games. Zynga's been losing money for like years now.
Nintendo's doing just fine. They're missing out on billions. No, they're not. They're doing just fine the way they are. Pokemon just sold probably over 5 million games in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Stop it with your nonsense.
So let's talk about Destiny. Now we were gone and we talked that we Destiny has been updated in highlight of the new DLC that's going to be coming out on the 9th, which it's been clarified of what's coming and what's not coming. Because remember we talked about how there was going to be an exclusive DLC, and then whatever for Sony, and whatever that DLC was is going to be coming out next year for Microsoft consoles. Now, it is entirely true, but it's entirely not true. What I feel like people are going to be missing out is not that bad compared to what it sounded like, because it really sounded like, okay, this DLC was coming out first for Sony. At least it sounded like to me, and then everything else is coming next year. Now, the DLC is coming out for everybody the 9th. What Xbox players are missing out on is an exclusive gun that only Sony players are going to be getting, which is called the Fourth Horseman, which is it's 4 barrels and 5 shots at a really fast like shoot rate, and then you also get a strike, an exclusive strike set on Mars, the Undying Mind. So you're missing those two, but what everybody else gets besides those two is just new story missions that pit you against the Hive God, new weapons, armor, and gear to customize your Guardian, the ability to increase your light level to 32, and 5 additional bounty slots, 3 new competitive multiplayer maps, new cooperative strike, the Will of Crota, Purge, a twist of horror from the Chromosome. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't know what the fuck any of this means because I don't play Destiny.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. An additional resident of Tower Iris, a resolute survivor of an ill-fated mission, and a new 6-player raid, Crota's End, face him in the deepest dark. So, so the opening cinematic of that was actually leaked a while back. So I don't know if you want to link that or not. I mean, it's probably old already, but, look for that DLC. It's going to be coming. There's already been an update that changed a lot of things. Hopefully people won't get bored with it because people are
already bored with Destiny.
Yeah, and you know what, though? I feel like a lot of people are, but that might be a lot of people that have no lives that do this because somebody was telling me about the DLC. I mean, not the DLC. But somebody was telling me about the game, somebody I work with. And he works a lot. He works a lot of hours. So he doesn't get a lot of time to play the game. But he said it doesn't matter because the time that he gets to play the game is enough because you're only allowed to get certain things and do certain things per week. Huh. So if you max it out in one day, yeah, of course you're gonna be bored because you already did the everything that you could do for a week. So
yeah,
if you're gonna do all that in one day, then what's the point of doing that?
Warcraft's like that too, where it's like you can only do a raid once a week, like a certain raid. You can do every raid once a week.
Yeah.
So once you do that raid for the week, that's it. Like you can't do it again till the raid's reset. But it's just like, I feel like Destiny's not going to last the 10 years they plan on making it last.
Well, here's the thing. They're doing raids, but they also give you, like, weekly things to do as well, like new weekly missions as well to do. So I guess that's what's keeping people entertained. But if you're only maxing out a certain items at certain times, like that's kind of crappy in some way. But not only that too, he was telling me the same thing. He was like, "Yo, there's people who have been playing this game for hours and hours on end, and they get the same crappy weapons and he can't do anything." Meanwhile, he was telling me that he doesn't play that much and he got like 2 ultra rare like weapons that like really not a lot of people have, and he has 2 of. So, and that's just Destiny's messed up like random system of giving you stuff.
That's looting. That's loot systems.
Yeah.
Warcraft's the same way. When I used to play, I used to run the same raids every week, hoping to get something, and it would never drop. And I have a friend who go on once a month, and he got it. And I was like, "Are you joking me? I ran this thing for 3 months straight, didn't get what I wanted. You ran it once, and you got it. Like you're, like, the RNG, man. I hate it. I hate RNG. And that's what really made me like hate that game so much."
So, well, we don't do this often because, we realize, hey, we talk about separate games with the most important news first, and we talk about the companies. This is kind of early coming up. We usually save this to the end. League of Legends.
Yeah.
We definitely had to talk about this, especially with the stories that have come out from the result of the championship finals. Or at least what's it called officially? I'm sorry.
The World Championships.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of close. I didn't want to.
Yeah, the League of Legends World Championships.
Yeah. And now numbers came out from this, and it's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
So all right. So it's 27 million people turned in to watch the finals for this year's. It's dropped a lot from 32 million last year, but it's a 15% drop. But the people who did tuned in for longer. This year, fans watched about 67 minutes of it. Looking at from last year, people have averaged about 42 minutes of watching it. So that's a good thing. So you still have millions of people watching. Yes, it's lesser from the year before, but more people are watching it longer, which is always a good thing, especially for advertisers and such like that, especially when you got to make money like that. And it shows the people who are the fans of this game that really will watch it no matter what, Mm-hmm. But the peak viewership this year, is actually was higher than last year. The peak viewership hit 11.2 million watching at a single time, and that was during the Samsung White and Royal Club match, compared to last year where the peak viewership was at 8.7 million.
Yes. No, I mean, it was just we had this discussion before where it was just like, can esports catch up to real sports? And the answer is yeah, it can. Because compared to the San Antonio Spurs versus the Miami Heat, the NBA Finals, the average people who watched it, you said that the League of Legends had 11.2.
Yeah, that's at the peak.
Yeah, the average peak for the San Antonio Spurs versus Miami Heat was 15.5 million.
Wow. Okay.
And actually, the overall amount of people who watched that was 18 million.
Look at that.
18 million people turned into deciding.
And that's on public broadcast in the U.S.
Yes. So, hey, I mean, we're catching up. And the Giants and the Royals, it was, the average was 13.8, which is even closer to that 11.2.
Wow.
And Game 7 was watched by 23.5 million people.
Wow.
So, I mean, granted, the 27 million people who watched the League of Legends was the entire World Championship.
Yeah.
But still, that's close.
And especially during a peak time. I mean, come on now, 11 million, that's impressive no matter what. I mean, that's people watching on the internet and then some watching in Korea because remember, they broadcasted on Korea too.
Yeah. And
I'm assuming those numbers are in there. If they're not, then that's unfortunate. But
I'm assuming that the 27 million is worldwide.
Yeah.
But it's still like, 27 million people watched the World Championships. 23 million people were watching Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah.
18 million people were watching Game 7 of the NBA, or Game 5 of the NBA Championships, because it wasn't Game 7.
No,
they were watching Game 5 of the NBA Championships. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Esports is there. Esports is there. I mean, you're not going to throw Super Bowl numbers in there because Super Bowl numbers are like ridiculous. In the 50 millions and stuff.
And you're not going to throw World Cup numbers because that's in the billions. You're not stupid.
But we're catching up to some of these lower sports. I mean, baseball is what, number 2 in America?
Yeah.
Baseball is number 2 in America, and basketball is number 3 in America. Esports is number 4 in America. Let's go. Come on.
Well, that's worldwide, though. I don't know about the American numbers. You got to look at that.
Maybe next show we'll follow up with the American numbers, but it probably won't be that high. But I'm pretty sure it's better than the Stanley Cup. I mean, let's be real. No one watches the Stanley. I don't watch the Stanley Cup. Do you watch Stanley Cup?
Nobody even watches the All-Star games for any of these games.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, esports, it's on the rise.
The
numbers fell, but esports is on the rise.
Hell yeah. Let us talk about all the consoles. First thing we do have to mention is congratulating the Xbox One. It is now outsold the Wii U worldwide. The Wii U was last mentioned at 7.45 million units sold. The Xbox One has reportedly sold 7.61 million. Boo!
So it passed the Wii U. Yeah, we were asking Xbox for their numbers, and they were finally giving us something.
Yeah, that 0.3 something, right?
Yeah, no, it's like, Xbox kept saying like, yeah, we're selling well. Yeah, we're selling well. Well, how well are you selling? We're just selling well.
Yeah, and I mean they're only like hundreds of thousands away from the last numbers that the Wii U, like Nintendo gave out. And you're thinking from Black Friday, it's like, well, I mean, it's probably not really that much of a difference because, I mean, hell, I mean, it's not like Nintendo's sales had a rise, especially with the deal that they had. It was crazy.
It's not like Nintendo only sold 6% of Black Friday or anything.
Yeah,
it's not like the Xbox One sold like 51% of Black Friday or anything.
53 to be exact.
53, yeah, that's close enough.
So we'll talk about the Black Friday sales. So yeah, like Steve said, the Xbox One sold incredibly well on Black Friday.
51% of consoles.
53.
53%, my bad. 53% of consoles, of course.
Yeah, and it's strange to me because it didn't even have the best deal. Like, granted, it's only $50 like less than what it normally is priced, and it's only at that point $50 more than the Wii U.
Yeah, but I guess when you threaten to take away that $50 at the end of the season, people are going to jump on it.
Yeah, unless people don't know about that and they think that's the new lower price, and then when they bump it up back to $50 after like January 3rd, it's like, oh wait, really? So what happened to it being $50 less?
Yeah, that's when they're going to lose their sales again.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like, I mean, experts had said that it's going to catch up to the PlayStation 4, which I don't think so. But especially if they put the price back up, I think people are going to be turned off. Like, wait, wasn't it like $350? What happened? And they're probably going to learn the hard way if they're not into gaming like we are. Hey, guess what, buddy? You missed out. Too bad.
Missed out, yeah. Just like I missed out on a $60 Wii.
Yeah, you know. Oh, God damn it. Don't remind me of that. So, yeah, Xbox One ranked number 1 during Black Friday with 53%. PlayStation 4 was number 2 with 31% of the share during Black Friday, which is just crazy to me because they had they had a decent bundle for like the same price. Like, you basically bought the PlayStation 4 and you got 2 games for free. The Xbox One, I felt like didn't really have that great of a bundle, but I mean, people wanted it. I guess
Xbox One was $50 off.
Yeah, but you know what it is too? I think people are just comfortable because it's just like, you know what? I love my Xbox 360, and a lot of people still do love their Xbox 360. It's just might as well just move on to the Xbox One just because. Yeah. So number 3, well, hey, you thought, hey, it would have been a new console, right? The Wii U sold 6%. The Xbox 360 was number 3 with 9% of the share.
That's sad. An older console is outselling the Wii U on that. Who's out there buying Xbox 360s?
Especially if they're the Xbox One. Like, who does that?
Who's still buying an Xbox 360?
And then it just comes to another point of, okay, when the hell's the 360 going to discontinue? Because it's actually the older console, I believe, than the other two. I think actually, hold on. Did PlayStation 4 came out first or second? I don't remember.
Second. Okay, Xbox 360 came out before the PlayStation 3.
Wow. So yeah, it is older. It is much older than all of them, and it's still selling for some reason. Like,
yeah, because
really?
I remember PS2 was still around when the Xbox 360 came out.
Mm-hmm. And of course, rounding out the shares, the PlayStation 3 had a 1% share, because
yeah,
what's really the point of getting a PlayStation 3 at this point?
Yeah, I guess so. But it's just like, man, the Wii U got outsold by the Xbox 360. That's what's really blowing my mind here.
And it's so crazy because of the fact that there was 4 games for a Black Friday bundle that you could get basically for free. And one of them was new. Yeah, one of them was new. Like, they sold Smash Bros with like Mario 3D World, I believe. And it was like Wind Waker and something else that was for like $300 or $350 or some crazy price. And yet people still went for the Xbox One.
Hey, people are looking down on the Wii U.
Yeah,
I personally would have gone for the Wii U, but
But I guess a lot of people aren't either taking Nintendo seriously or nobody cares about Nintendo. I don't know what that says, especially for Black Friday, because I mean that's where a lot of people are buying their consoles now.
I feel like Nintendo is very specific, like it's to a specific audience.
To the old people.
Not to the old people. It's just you have to be a Nintendo fan to really go for Nintendo stuff. Whereas if you're just a fan of like in general video games, yeah, I'll get the Xbox One or the PS4 or whatever. So they have the generic games, whereas Nintendo has very specialized games.
Yeah, because the thing is too, if you look at the audience, I mean, I feel like the audience is like a lot older, and they love some of the retro things, and they because think about it, because it's been shown and it's been like stereotyped, I guess, that like the older crowd is the one that plays Nintendo games, and it's the younger ones that are playing the rated M, 360 and PS4 games. That's why you hear a bunch of 8-year-olds cursing you out on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But in Mario Kart, you probably hear like 20-year-olds playing the game, like or Smash Bros. Like, I really assume, because, all right, like let's talk about Smash Bros. Again real quick. Smash Bros. Got a rating of E10. And, like, the only reason why I feel like they got that E10 rating is because of the Amiibos, to try to sell that to kids.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a lot of children that own Amiibos. In all honesty, I really think there's a bunch of grown men that have an Amiibo. I don't think a lot of children have Amiibos.
we are grown men who have or are going to have Amiibos.
Yep.
So yeah, no, you're completely right. I think a lot more older crowd is the Smash Bros. Fans, I guess. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this.
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Fans are I guess, the older crowd more generally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I sound like an idiot. But you're right. I think, there is, don't get me wrong, there are young people who do follow Nintendo.
Yeah, there are.
But I think a lot of the older crowd also plays Nintendo.
One more thing that from the Black Friday that I want to take away. The Wii U sold 4,000 units in less than 17 minutes on Black Friday on eBay. So I mean, that's a positive, but I guess it wasn't enough to to push them over the edge. But 4,000 units in 17 minutes, that's pretty damn
That's
crazy.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Other things from other consoles is look at Ubisoft, actually. Talking about the next generation of Monopoly, it's of course skipping the Wii U again.
Which I think if you're Ubisoft, if you're gonna release one game for the Wii U all year, I think it should be Monopoly.
I mean, come on now. Monopoly comes out for everything.
Monopoly is such a family-oriented game, and you're going to skip the Wii U? I think you're going to have the Xbox 360, or no, wow, the Xbox One players.
It is coming out for 360 too, I believe.
Oh, well, I'm saying you're going to have your Xbox and PlayStation players go like, Monopoly, why do I want to play Monopoly? Yet I feel like a lot of the kids that have a Wii U are like, I want Monopoly, yeah. I think you're messing up by skipping the Wii U again.
Yeah, it's going to be Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and everything but the Wii U.
Which is a common theme these days.
Yeah, no. Let's go for another thing that was canceled from the Wii U. SimCity was actually being worked on the Wii U. According to someone's Twitter, they found the developer's resume where they're working on SimCity for Wii U, and apparently it was canceled.
Whatever.
SimCity would have been great on the Wii U, especially for that gamepad.
Yeah, it would have been fun to mess around with and create stuff on the gamepad and watch it come to life on the TV screen, but
no.
Nope.
Real quick things about the Video Game Awards, the Game Awards. We talked about dozens of games being premiered there. Tetsuya Nomura. Now, if that name's not familiar to you, then you don't know Kingdom Hearts. Oh, did I get your attention now? Yeah.
Me?
So
no.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's there. Let's hope that maybe there's gonna finally be a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I believe it. Maybe.
Maybe.
Get your hopes up. Cross your fingers. Which actually, I've heard some crazy rumors that like Kingdom Hearts is trying to incorporate more than just Disney characters. Now that Disney has the rights to Marvel and Star Wars, I heard that there may or may not be some cameos.
Yeah, there might as well be, because come on now, they own it. They're basically crossing everything at this point. I already saw like Mickey Mouse with a lightsaber and a Jedi clothes. Like, come on now.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if in the new Kingdom Hearts or any future Kingdom Hearts that you might have, Iron Man making an appearance.
Let's go for everything that goes for sales that we missed during our break. Call of Duty revenue has topped $10 billion.
That's for all of the Call of Duty.
All of them. $10 billion. That is insane.
That's ridiculous.
GTA 5 is now the best-selling game of all time in the UK. No numbers to back that up, but I know it's true.
Yeah. I heard it on the interwebs, so it has to be true.
Yeah. What did it saying from Ubisoft? Assassin's Creed Unity got rocked so bad with just buggy games, and we really wanted to talk about that at some point, about buggy games.
Which I've had some friends who are very unhappy with Assassin's Creed.
So up to a point where, since if you got the game and you have like and you had a horrible experience with it, Ubisoft said they're gonna allow the DLC to all the people who own the game right now.
Good.
For free.
As it should be. Basically, they're giving you the game that they should have made.
No, I mean, I don't think that's enough. DLC that would pay like, what, 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks for, and it's like that's going to compensate for a game that's buggy as hell. Make the game right the first time.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone's always relying. I had this discussion with a friend. Basically, these game devs are developing really rushed, really crappy games, and then relying on patches to fix out the bugs. They're basically relying on you as the gamer to be the playtester instead of the playtesters of the playtesters. Like,
yeah, and it's dumb. They're making you spend money on something to be guaranteed, and then it's like, oh yeah, we'll fix that later.
It's
and
stupid,
like, but that makes that adds more labor. That doesn't make any sense because then you got to pay these guys more to work on the game some more. And it's like, what the hell is that all about? That doesn't make any sense unless they're not being paid to fix this game. Then at that point, then who's really getting screwed?
True. I don't know. I think DLC should be free anyway.
Back in my day, games had to be fixed completely.
Back in my day, games were done right because there was no patch notes to fix them.
Nope.
You bought a cartridge and that was it.
Yep. Yeah, if your game was bad, then that was sucky for you. You got a bad cartridge. But beyond that, the game was good.
Oh, we didn't talk about for Smash. We didn't talk about the dude who got the weird game. That's funny as hell.
I wanted to skip that, but you're right.
That's funny as hell.
This one unlucky soul. Talk about the person who got lucky and got the Metroid with 2 arms. This one person got the game who didn't do anything but just put it in the console and played it. And he got these messed up, flat-looking characters. I didn't even know how to describe them, but they were just messed up.
It was funny as hell. You put that game on eBay, and then you'll get a lot of money for that one.
Oh, yeah. I think that game would definitely sell.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's a rare occurrence because he was the only one to deal with that, and that sucks for him.
It was awesome, though. Like, I saw... Because he put up the
video on YouTube.
He put up videos on YouTube, and it's just like, it's so funny. These wonky-looking things. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe that. Definitely got to check that out.
They're like flat and distorted and stuff. It was so funny because we were talking about the buggy games and stuff. It was just this one guy's game. No one else has had this problem but him.
Yeah, sucks to you, man.
Oh man, that's awesome.
One other thing from all the gaming companies, EA gets a lot of crap for being one of the worst companies to work for forever. But they are acclaimed from the LGBT community for being the best place to work at for them.
Yeah, so if you have if you are
LGBT,
if you're LGBT and you want to go into game dev, Ubisoft the place or EA is the place for you.
Yeah, apparently. Let's see, and this was claimed by the Human Rights Campaign. So there you go. If you think that's not legit, like it's like nope. They received the perfect score of 100. With hundreds of companies too, like Apple, Facebook, and GameStop. It's the company's 3rd honor in as many years.
Yeah, I feel like, there should be no discrimination regardless.
Definitely. I'm with you on that one. And especially, I mean, come on now, everybody's making games. Who doesn't love games? I mean, forget Gamergate and forget all that. Like, just love games, man.
Love games, man. Love games and love people.
There you go. All right, Nintendo stuff. Let's go into it.
All right.
Link can now dress as a postman from Twilight Princess in the new DLC pack for Hyrule Warriors, which is kind of funny.
Cool.
You remember that dude?
Oh, that's weird. That's creepy.
Wait, you don't remember the mail guy who used to just randomly walk up to you and give you mail and sing random songs from the past Zelda series?
I guess not.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's happened. It's happening. You buy it, DLC. There you go. Hyrule Warriors. ZombiU 2 is being listed on Amazon France for next year. So that'd be awesome if that game does come out because I've played that game and I have it and it's a really cool game.
Nice.
It didn't really sell that well. Oh, well, it didn't really sell that well, but I hope it did a sequel. It's a pretty cool damn game.
Nice.
That's
cool.
What I really liked about it was just the surviving factor of it, because basically you were put out there like from a dude to kind of like try to go out there and like survive basically, and you know he tells you where to go. But if you get attacked by zombies and say you couldn't fight them off enough and you get killed, then you start off at the same point that we were from the safe haven from where this guy like saves you, but you're a completely different person, still first person. But you can actually find your old self, or your
dead self.
Yeah, and then you could actually get the zombie and get all the items that you had in your backpack away from you, and then continue from where you saved from that spot on.
Oh, nice. That's
so you
cool.
kind of have to start all over, but then since you know where you're going, you kind of speed through it.
Yeah,
it's kind of an interesting concept. I like that game.
That's pretty cool. I'd have to give that a shot.
Yeah, we already talked to you about the GameCube adapters. We were talking about EB Games saying that Nintendo won't be making it anymore, and that was a lie, because Nintendo is going to make it, but just at some point.
Yeah, eventually.
Some point, yeah. So funny enough, Nintendo Japan stopped the Cubic Ninja from the 3DS being sold on their eShop.
That was the game that you were able to, jailbreak your 3DSs.
Yeah, so Japan was the only region that had it for on their eShop, and they were like, nah, we can't do that, and they took it off their shop. So you got to get it online, man.
Yeah.
So also what we missed on our break, happy birthday Donkey Kong Country. It's 20.
Woo, 20.
And we're old.
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah.
If you remember when Donkey Kong Country came out, you're old.
Yeah, it was an amazing, amazing game graphic-wise. So amazing on a freaking system that played Super Mario World. Like, it was just like those graphics, man.
Yeah. People
won't appreciate it because they got their flat screen LEDs, that make them graphics look horrible as hell. But when you saw it on the CRT on a Super Nintendo back in like 94, that was amazing.
Yeah. I remember the old days.
Yeah, man. Good old days. I still have an old TV that I play the games on. Make them look good, man.
I don't have an old TV anymore.
Yeah.
I got my flat screen.
Hell no. I had to have that, especially for retro gaming. Works better, man. And you get input lag on the older things, unless you have an HDMI converter or a emulator. Here's something that's may coincide, may not coincide, because we're going to talk about the Wii U console itself. I remember I complained about Mario Kart 8 because I couldn't upload any of the videos of replays on YouTube for Mario Kart 8. They updated the console and it fixed that. But then some people were realizing something else is going on too. So that issue was solved. They had to update 5.3.1. Now, people were starting to notice that Smash Bros. Was breaking their Wii U. And of course, they're going in order because that's not the real case. Because they were receiving error code 160-0103, where basically it's saying that their save data was corrupt. And especially if you're playing like online or whatnot, you turn off the game and all of a sudden, boom. Like, I don't know what the hell happened exactly, but here's a breakdown of it. This person was talking about they quit the match.
Yeah, they rage quit.
Yeah, they rage quit. Got offline, started playing the game, turned off the game, turned it back on, and the menu's fine. And then going to the multiplayer match screen selection, and boom, all of a sudden he's hit with the error code that the system memory was corrupt. So then, not only that, people were noticing that this is also happening in Smash Bros. In their own games, in their own different ways. And they were calling Nintendo. Nintendo told them to format their hard drive, which actually bricked the Wii U at the end. So now Nintendo's actually investigating it, because it's not only 160-0103, it's actually 160-1710 as well. And now it's not only Smash Bros. That's happened on. Apparently this was an error that's happened before with other games, like The Wind Waker, like ZombiU, like New Mario Brothers. So apparently it's not a game issue. It's actually the console issue itself.
The Wii U issue.
Yeah, which, like I said, it went relatively unnoticed. Like a handful of people, it happened to.
But now that it's happening a lot in Smash Bros., it's coming to attention,
especially with people playing the hell out of Smash Bros. People are
and a lot of people rage quitting.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that; it was like other things that led to it too. It's just a memory issue in itself.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it is. And the thing is, you know what it is too. I think just people don't know how to, because how I always exit a game is I go all the way to the start menu.
Yeah, I go to the home screen and
then
I
quit. Yeah, like I basically hit B all the way to the back to like the title screen, and then it's like, okay, let me quit now, just in case it's got to save something and whatnot. Because I remember data being corrupted on the Smash Bros. 3DS, where somebody was I think they didn't save like midway through, or like they quit like somewhere in between like doing something in Smash Bros. 3DS. They hit home, they quit, and then all of a sudden it was like they tried to start it up and they couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah. No, I agree with you though. Whenever I'm quitting out of a game, I always go back to like the title screen, unless it's a game like Pokemon. You can't go to the title screen.
Yeah,
but like in Smash Bros, I go out to the title screen and then I hit the home button and then close the game and then turn off my console. Like I don't take any chances.
Yeah, Pokemon, I was starting to do like the start select the LR, but then I was just like, I'll just quit from there. Screw it. I don't need to reset the game.
Yeah, no, I saved the game and I hit the power. Yeah. That's the only game where I'll do it.
Yeah, because I mean, like it doesn't even matter. It's saved, whatever. It's cleaner. I guess it's a cleaner type of save. I don't know. Maybe people just need to be patient and just like turn their consoles off by going to the front. Take that extra second or two. But it could be a different issue too. Who knows? It looks like it's a console issue. Hopefully Nintendo can resolve it. And if there's faulty Wii U's up there, hopefully Nintendo will take care of that.
Yeah. Hopefully these people get their stuff unbricked.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully. Nintendo and Phillips. Remember we talked about this a while back. I believe so. I don't know if it was on the podcast or on the actual like our old college show. I don't remember now. But there was basically a copyright or a trademark war going on with or a patent war going on between Nintendo and Philips globally in Japan, in Europe, and in the U.S. Where they actually Philips had won a lawsuit in Europe because basically it was like patent infringement, where Philips had disputed over Nintendo's motion tracking technology. Were saying that they had that patented, in which, in looking at the records, they did, even though it was a much different technology, but their wording and the phrasing of it sounds exactly like how the Wii and the Wii U and everything that it does basically did. So they actually lost their lawsuit in the UK. They actually had the lawsuits going on in North America and in Japan. And it got to a point where Nintendo and Philips had actually signed a global patent and licensee agreement to end all the disputes. So now, they're in agreements now. They're going to, I guess, I don't know if it's going to be sharing the trademarks or whatever the case may be. But all those details are actually just not public. So, like, however much money was exchanged and other terms of the license, none of that's out there. But there is an agreement out there. So, because it was to a point where if Philips was going to continue winning, they were going to request the Wii U and the Wii and all of those, the Wii remotes and everything be off the market.
Dang, that would really hurt Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. So that's why I guess that agreement had to happen.
Yeah.
Plus, whenever people talked about this story, people would talk about, like, Philips is probably still bitter about the CDI, that type of thing, and the failure that it was. And speaking of the CDI, I remember there was somebody had talked about it too. I don't remember what it was, where I heard it from, but I do know that they interviewed someone that was making the game, and they said the CDI wasn't really supposed to be a gaming console, which is why those Zelda games and Mario games were super limited, because they were really supposed to play those type of things on the CDI.
Yeah, well, there you have it.
There you go. And I mean, that was a last minute ditch thing that, because they didn't want to work with Sony on their Super Famicom, CD drive. And instead the PlayStation, it happened because of that.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Who knows? Who knows if it would have came out differently and Nintendo stuck with Sony.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So I wanted to get into this because this is also another lawsuit, I guess, against Nintendo.
This one's weird.
Yeah, well, this guy is suing Nintendo because Nintendo, he claims, gave him a heart condition after working for them. So now here's the situation. May 24th, 2013, Nintendo hired him to be Donkey Kong in a costume outside of the LA Zoo. And it was for promotion for the Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D for the 3DS. Now, apparently from here, the guy had stressful environments, he said, to where they didn't give him an ice pack, which is like required apparently by law or something like that. And he was told he couldn't have a break because, for whatever reason. So he was so he was denied breaks and everything. And he was, hot, of course, in the California sun. I mean, duh, the sun's like right on you.
Yeah, it sounds unjust.
Yeah. So now after that, he said that the guy, we'll leave his name out of it. I mean, it's out there in public anyway, but we just won't get into that detail too much. He said that after that, he actually had suffered an aortic dissection, which is tearing of the aortic walls, and he had to go surgery to implant a permanent heart defibrillator.
That's crazy.
So now he's suing Nintendo because of that, and Nintendo has declined to comment on the situation, but well, hopefully if there's any more stories about it, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it's something we're going to follow.
Definitely. Something else to follow, which I don't know, has to coincide with one thing or another that we're also going to talk about, Tetris being removed from the eShop. Now, I've noticed that it looks like the picture that was posted on Twitter is from Europe because the date was like backwards.
Yeah, right. The day first, the month second.
Yeah.
That's not how we do it here in
America. But I find it to be interesting because of probably, like, I don't know if it's because of the, the new release of Ultimate Tetris or Tetris Ultimate or whatever it's called.
It very well might be.
Or it's just the fact of Nintendo's other project that might be coming out. Because, it was teased before that Nintendo might have followed a patent, whatever the case may be. But now it's actually more public and it's really out there that Nintendo filed the patent for Gameboy emulation on smartphones, PDAs, PCs, and more.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and if that's the case, is Nintendo finally bringing their old library to to devices that are not the 3DS?
Maybe.
So, and what is the future of the DS then if it's not going to play future, Game Boy games?
No, I think they're still going to have games that come out for... Oh, you mean like older Game Boy games? Yeah. I mean, the DS can't really do that anyway.
Yeah, they do. No, the 3DS can play the old Game Boy games. It's on the Virtual Console.
I mean, maybe they're going to do away with Virtual Console.
Well, I hope not.
Well, I hope not too. I mean, I still have my old Game Boys. I can still play my old cartridges.
Yeah.
But the 3DS can't play your old cartridges.
I guess, but I mean, download. But I mean, I don't know. But then what does that do? I mean, yeah, Game Boy emulation. Are they going to have a Game Boy emulator and use your ROMs? Or, I doubt that. But maybe they're going to sell the ROMs individually. That's just so weird.
Maybe Virtual Console's not doing as well as Nintendo hoped it was. So maybe they are going to go to mobile, as some people have asked them to do and suggested that they do.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. I like that idea.
So maybe their Virtual Console will become, Google Play Store.
Yeah, or Apple iTunes.
Apple ID and stuff like that. So maybe they are moving forward.
Yeah, who knows?
To a generation of freemium.
There you go. Freemium. Just thinking of the South Park episode.
Exactly, that's what I think of too.
So going on for the 3DS XL, it's going to be discontinued in Japan. What that means for the rest of the world, that still remains. But Japan already announced that they're going to be out of production, and they were going to cut off the XL in Japan only right now. But of course, that's going to have to be with the new 3DS. I mean, come on, now you can't really have that out there too long.
Yeah, so you're going to have the new. They're trying to push the new 3DS.
So now, Wii U life-to-date sales in Japan has surpassed 2 million consoles sold. So that's cool.
That's just in Japan?
Just in Japan, yes.
So where are the other 5? Well, I guess between Europe and...
Yeah, U.S. and Americas, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess there's the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Has the rest of the 5.2 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Of course, another thing that I missed while we were on break, happy birthday to the Nintendo DS.
The original Nintendo DS.
Yeah, man.
10 years old?
10 years old, man.
10 years old.
I still have it. That was an amazing system.
I have one too.
It was clunky and ugly as hell, but then when it came out with that DS Lite,
the DS Lite was really nice, and I'm really upset that I broke mine.
Yeah, I never owned one. I just kept it with the Lite, and
I kept
my original.
I loved my DS Lite, man. And then I cracked the top screen.
Good job.
I could still play my old Game Boy games.
Yeah,
because you can only use one screen.
Yeah.
So I can put my old Game Boy Advance games and stuff. Because the regular Game Boy games won't play in it. But Game Boy Advance will.
Yeah.
So you put your Game Boy Advance and then use the bottom screen that's not broken as a screen. It's pretty cool. That's the only thing I do with it because the top screen's shattered. So I raged. I raged and I slammed it closed and it broke all the crystals in the top screen.
Good job, Steve.
I'm so good.
Hyrule Warriors has the update and Twilight Princess DLC that's already out. So if you're interested in that, get them.
Cool.
Talked about that Midna and stuff.
Yeah.
Captain Toad, real quick on that. Captain Toad was actually created because apparently Miyamoto was a fan of the Rubik Cube. So funny enough, the Rubik's Cube, Miyamoto loved it. They based the game around it, which, the cube, mazes that Toad has to go around. And there you go. The rest is history, I guess they should say.
Why can't they jump?
Well, why can't they jump? Well, because apparently, as the producer, Koichi Hayashida, has talked about. He says that the if they introduced where the characters can jump, then the worlds would have to be bigger. Since they wanted to keep them cube and compact worlds, the worlds would be smaller and there's more challenge to it, and you could angle the camera better.
Bang, bang, segues.
Boom, yeah, I'm liking this.
Segues.
Talking about the producer of Zelda's Wii U style draws inspiration from anime. That's already confirmed from EJ Aonuma, which is funny because, people already talked about how this new Zelda already looked like Princess Mononoke. So
Okay.
go figure that. Even though, come on, give me that demo. That Wii U demo was much better looking than this. I'm sorry. I have to be the one to say it. I really want that one Zelda game that looks more realistic than cartoony and artsy. I don't care.
Right. And speaking of Wii U demos.
Here's the demos list. I want to save that one for last. Let's do that one for last.
Okay.
Bravely Second demo is going to be arriving in Japan. So
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Oh, Japan, though.
Yeah, Japan.
When it comes to US, I'll be so happy.
Hell yeah. Of course, Sub Wars. Steel Diver Sub Wars, a free game that, Nintendo basically gave to everybody, which I've never downloaded. It's been updated, so you don't have to use your play coins to battle online anymore, so be happy about that, I guess. There's other
I would never have used my play coins. I always use my play coins for the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, I never use it to actual play games. Like, they did that in A Link Between Worlds. It's like, use one play coin for a hint. It's like, no, I'll just figure it out myself.
Well, I did use them in Animal Crossing because you were able to get, like, cool Nintendo furniture by
okay.
using play coins, so that was like, oh, that's worth it. But I never really use my play coins for anything other than puzzle pieces.
Yeah, and one of the best games in the world.
Oh, they can't wait for this one.
Yeah, it's going to hit a demo. Against critics and fans that hate this game, there's going to be a demo for the Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric for
Sonic
the Wii U.
Boom!
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that is horrible.
It's already out for demo, so if you wanted to see how bad it really was, go play it on the Wii U.
Yeah, because I played it on the 3DS and I wanted to chuck it. So instead of breaking my 3DS, I just uninstalled the demo because it was much, much simpler.
Yeah, man. So let's go on to Sony.
Sony.
We talked about a bunch of anniversaries. We talked about the DS. We talked about Donkey Kong. Now, what else turned 20? The PlayStation.
PlayStation,
The original PlayStation is 20. We're old.
Yeah.
Plus, I forgot that it came out that long ago because really it didn't peak until like Final Fantasy VII came out and Resident Evil about that time. So it took a couple of years. But then again, too, I still remember when Sony came out, the PlayStation 1, it was one of those expensive consoles that very few people could afford because it was almost like that Neo Geo, but Neo Geo was actually a little bit more successful. The Jaguar from Atari, which just bombed.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, I guess with Sony, when Sony came out with the PlayStation, it looked to be like one of those other ones. Like it was going to fill like the 3DO or the CDI, like all those consoles that came out with CDs. And it stuck around. It was pushing and pushing, and then it was Resident Evil that pushed it. Resident Evil 2 that pushed it a little bit over, but then what pushed it way over was, of course, the price drop because I think it was like $600 for the first time.
And it was like this small little thing.
Yeah, and then not only that, then it was Final Fantasy VII that pushed it over the edge, which introduced like an entire generation of people to RPGs. Because if they never played like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI on the SNES or Secret of Mana or other RPGs like that, even Mario RPG, that was a pretty good game. That pushed it over the edge, and then it never looked back ever since.
Yeah.
So it's 20. And to celebrate it, there's a theme for the PS4 that's been released for, PS4 consoles. And not only that, Steve's love for consoles.
I love different looking consoles.
And Sony's going to be releasing the 20th anniversary Sony PS4, which has the same exact colors as the Sony PlayStation.
And it looks really nice, but I will not be getting it.
Yeah,
and also it's going to be really hard to get because they're only making
12,300 units.
12,300. I don't know why they're adding the 300. They just left it at 12,000 units, but hey, 12,300 units. So if you're not one of those people, you're not getting this console.
I don't see why not. I don't see why you want to get it.
I mean, because I don't really want a PlayStation 4.
Really?
I mean,
out of everything?
I mean, if someone were to just hand it to me, sure, I'll take it. But
all
I'm not, out of all the, I have other things in mind.
All right. Gotcha. Now, another thing we missed on our break, the original Sony Vita ads were so misleading that the U.S. government, or the Federal Trade Commission, namely, had said that Sony owes people money now because of that. So basically what the ad said is that you can never stop playing, certain games, like, from going from home to, outside or whatnot. and it's showing people using the remote play, cross save, and real time 3G features. Because remember, the Vita was also not only Wi-Fi, but it was 3G. But the FTC says that all of those couldn't happen, and plus, the Vita couldn't really run most PS3 games anyway, especially the game that it was featuring in the commercial, which was Killzone 3. So yeah,
false advertising.
Yeah, it basically comes down to that. So here's a quote: Sony didn't tell you that it had to have 2 copies of the same game for this feature to work, which was the crossplay. What about the live multiplayer game sessions that looked exciting in the ads? The PS Vita couldn't do that, even if you bought the 3D version. So for all that, Sony now has to give people money back, which will probably, be like $5 for everybody.
Yeah.
You know how those things go. You have to put a claim, and then you
put in your claim and prove that you have a Vita from 4 years ago, and you'll get your $7.
And actually, no, I'm actually making fun of it, but I'm lying. The company must provide customers who bought a Vita before June 1st, 2012, with refunds. Whoa. Those refunds will give affected customers either $25 in cash or credit, or $50 merchandise voucher. Now that's actually much better than everybody else. Yeah, that you normally would get for other default things or false things and whatnot. So I actually like that.
All right, cool.
Now another thing too that major Sony, major Sony news that was really big. It's ending its partnership with FIFA.
Boom.
But they're saying they're not going to renew the contract with FIFA when it expires at the end of the year. So, I mean, that's major, and I think it's mostly because of the corruption that FIFA has, or whatever the case may be, but it looks like that's it for Sony and FIFA. You won't be seeing those
FIFA's
Sony...
such a really well-selling game franchise that you're going to be losing out.
Well, not just FIFA, I'm talking about FIFA, the actual soccer FIFA. Yeah,
like, you're going to be losing out a lot.
I mean, hell, people still watch FIFA, but I guess they're, exiting out of FIFA for ethical reasons. They want to be involved with what FIFA is about, which, everybody knows it's all about the corruption and such.
Yeah.
Huh. So it's talking about the Kingdom Hearts games. Again, Kingdom Hearts may still hit the PS4 and Xbox One, at least those remixes. Because, remember they had HD remix for, PS3 and Xbox. For the PS3, HD remix 1 point whatever came out and 2 whatever came out. So they're thinking about re-releasing those for the newer console generation. Re-release of a re-release, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so let's see if that happens. And I guess they're trying to do that in hype for Kingdom Hearts 3, which will eventually come out at some point.
Yeah, get some people in playing the games who haven't played the older games before. Maybe get them interested in 3.
Yeah, and then Sony had a PlayStation, they had their investor relations day where they talked about a bunch of things, like their midterm plan, which is to retain and expand, keeping everything the way it is, and also using the networks and such like that to kind of expand everything else. PlayStation Now being the future for the business, and then a lot of growth and opportunity in newer markets. Like they're looking in China, which China. They're looking to increase there, even though I don't know if they've released their console yet in China. I believe they may have. I'm not too sure. But they're looking for China and Latin America, which I know Nintendo is dominant in Latin America because they're whenever Nintendo releases a game, it's U.S., Canada, Latin America. Like it's those 3 simultaneously.
Yeah.
If you're looking at that, they're looking into that. They're also looking into Germany and the Middle East, and because they see growth in those territories as well.
Cool. So they're looking to expand.
Yeah, and
they're already the best-selling console at the moment. So
yeah, exactly.
Trying to just build
on
that.
Boost that. Yeah, even though the Xbox One sales to China would just kind of hit and kind of stayed stagnant from there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Sony's also hoping that players will buy non-game media, I guess from PlayStation's like other stuff like PlayStation View, and which hasn't even, I don't even know what the hell's starting that yet, or even like Netflix and other things like that, or even Sony's own things where you can purchase movies to watch or rent from the actual Sony store. PS Vita is still relevant out there, so they're still keeping the Vita, progress. The Vita's still alive and out there for that. And I guess Sony's really seeing a lot of positive things in the future, not only for the PS4 and for the Vita and just everything else in general for the whole company.
Yeah, as of right now, I'd say that Sony's dominating the game market.
Oh yeah. Xbox, Microsoft news. Some of the things that we missed, of course, was the fact that, it's now the second best selling console right now over the Wii U. Whether that's going to change shortly, who knows? But it has reached the 1 million mark in the UK. And plus, in the UK, it's been outselling the PS4 for the last couple of weeks. So that can be really interesting. Who knows if really? I mean, like we said, if the price drop is really what's doing it, I don't know if they did it in the UK as well. Maybe they did.
Maybe,
but
I don't know.
But even so, I mean, what's to say what's going to happen next year when the price goes back to regular price?
Like I said, I think they're going to slow down. That's just my personal view.
The Xbox, the boss, the head of the Xbox in Japan, has resigned. In light of all the abysmal sales in Japan and whatnot, but he doesn't
say he resigned, but he's not leaving the company.
No, he's going to America. He's coming to the U.S. He's going to be working for the headquarters. He will be replaced by Takahashi Minami, who joined the company in July after 25 years at Sony. So that can be an interesting turn of events there in Japan.
Interesting.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess it's not that major of a deal, but it could be major for who took its place, and maybe that can change the face of Microsoft in Japan.
Maybe.
And, of course, Infinity Blade, which is known as a mobile game, is coming out for Xbox in China. In China. So they got that. It looks pretty well. But the funny thing is, it's a Kinect game.
It's a Kinect game?
Yeah.
Kinect.
Yeah. And I know, I don't know how the living situation is in China for most of the people who own it. I don't know if they have big apartments, small apartments. I don't know what the case may be. I hope they have enough room to play these games.
Kinect games?
Yes.
What the whole reason they got rid of the Kinect?
Well, not in China, man.
I guess not, but the Kinect, though? Ugh. Kinect? I don't even want to talk about Kinect.
All right, let's go into PC news, because PC Master Race.
It is.
Yeah. This War of Mine, which is a game that Steve and I have been interested in. I never got it because I never knew it came out.
Yeah, I didn't know it came out, but apparently it did. And it sold incredibly well.
How much?
Yeah, you tell me.
It's made a profit already of its game in 2 days. Like, that's incredible, especially for a PC game.
Yeah.
Now, this game is very much different from a lot of war games. This war game is basically, this War of Mine, it's basically you're trying to survive a war. So you're not actually, like in Call of Duty, you're not the actual militant. You're not actually, anybody. You're the civilian.
You're caught in the crossfire, man.
Yeah. So, and I mean, there's other games like it as well. But I mean, like, this game is really interesting. I guess a lot more people were interested too because people bought it up.
Yeah, like I said, like you said, it had a profit in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's people are interested in this game, and I definitely am. And so when I get a chance, I will look into this game because I really want to try this one out.
I missed out on that Steam sale, man. I really want to get some games for like $2, and I was like, damn it.
There's always Steam sales going on.
I know. This is going to happen next year. I mean, granted, developers hate hearing that, but look at the title of our show. What are we? Two Bro Gamers?
Two Bro Gamers, man.
I mean, I looked at the game. I was like, damn it, now it's $15 again. Like, I really wanted to spend $3 on it. I'm sorry, but I don't got the money to give $15 on a freaking PC game. I'm sorry. I'm being spoiled by the cheap prices.
Word.
Sorry, developers. No, I really am, because I know they live off that too, but yeah. I got to make a living too. I got bills to pay myself.
I have to not be broke.
Yeah. Stuff. Now, I Am Bread is actually a game we talked about. Steve knocked his head on the freaking microphone because of how ashamed he is of this game.
This game, I Am Bread.
Well, yes, it's basically a game where you're a piece of bread and you want to be toast.
You want to be toasted.
You want to be toast.
So stupid.
Yeah, it's already out on Steam Early Access as we speak. I don't know when exactly it's going to come out for reals, but it's out there. You want to try it out? Play it out, man.
I Am Bread?
Yes, I Am Bread.
It's just as stupid as Goat Simulator and Mountain and stuff. It's so stupid.
Well, I still like the Cat Simulator. What the hell is it called? It was like Cat
Trafficking.
Remember that? That was a great game.
Yeah, the one where you're the cat and you just swat everything.
Yeah, that was great. Come on now.
I swear, some people are so weird.
The jumping physics in that game that were incredible.
Some people have the weirdest ideas.
Yeah. So another weird idea, I guess, which turned out to be a brilliant idea, DayZ.
DayZ, well, that's a zombie game, man. It's a zombie game.
Yeah, and it's been in development for quite a long time, but it looks like it's finally going to have a full release.
Well, I mean, it's been in alpha and beta and gamma and all kinds of stuff for the last, I don't know, what, 3 years.
I don't even
so
know.
So people have been playing this game for 3 years already. It's been going on. Well, for 2 years, is it? I don't know.
Well, it's finally going to have a release time. It's going to have a full release date in early 2016.
We gotta wait another year. Another year for it to. Like I said, if you really want to play it, you can still play it though. It's a beta.
Yeah.
So you're playing the game.
Yeah.
And they keep live updating it too, so it's not like you're playing and you have to like buy a new version. They'll update the version that you have. So patch notes, man.
Patch notes, yeah.
Patch notes.
Something that Nintendo doesn't believe. So let's talk about Valve. Valve is actually allowing streaming from Steam.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it doesn't exactly have like all the features like of Twitch. Like you could just stream a game. You just start playing. And players just, players are able to keep their gameplay private too. So you can have like, so you could have like friends or people that you know playing it, or you could just open it to the strangers and anything. Any stream user now can do it.
That's cool. I might look into it.
Yeah. There's no option to record the broadcast on Steam yet. But those in the beta can try it out right now, especially the Steam broadcasting. And actually, it's funny because Twitch commented about it. The VP of Marketing, Matthew DiPietro, said this: "We are huge fans of Steam and work with Valve regularly on various events and product integrations. While Steam's broadcasting solution and the Twitch platform are very different things with vastly different feature sets, it's really validating to see a company like Valve embracing Steam in this way. Live video is the future of social connectivity for gamers, and this is another proof point. We wish them the best of luck."
Yeah, I believe it. It definitely is a good way to connect gamers.
Yeah, definitely. Now, another game that's been in development forever, which is even worse. It wasn't even like the alpha. This is still being crowdfunded. Star Citizen.
Which one is that?
Star Citizen is a space game that's been in Kickstarter development for years. Right now they actually keep adding more things and asking people for more money. So now it's to a point where they're asking for $64 million.
What?
Because they already hit another milestone. They hit 50 million, I think, in August or something like that. So they're asking for more millions, and if they hit 64 million. They will get a actually no, I'm sorry. They actually reached 63 already. They're asking for 1 more million for pets. So yeah, pet system.
How about you release a game, man?
I just really feel like this is a troll game. Like I really feel like people are still buying into it, and this game's never going to be released.
Probably not.
I that's what I really feel. Like I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. So
Kickstarter, man. Kickstarter.
Yeah, seriously. So some controversy happened. Esports. Yeah, look at this. We're gonna talk about Counter-Strike.
There's the good and there's the bad.
Well, here's the thing. Apparently, there was some cheating involved. I don't know exactly how it really ended, but I do know the story of the dream.
Well, I know how it ended. I don't know what they did.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They were playing. The two sets were playing on Overpass, a map released in December, right? And then the LDLC filed a complaint about Fnatic's use of boosting. So the DreamHack tournament referees determined that both sides used texture transparency and a mortal bug and ordered the match to be replayed. So 4 hours later, Fnatic made a moot point by forfeiting the match and advancing LDLC to the semifinals. There, LDCC faced Navi, which advanced early in the tournament by beating a last-minute qualifier, blah, blah, blah. The two teams were dismissed after their members were caught cheating by regular play by Valve anti-cheat software that polices Counter-Strike, too.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is not a good,
not a good look
for esports.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the best are cheating, apparently.
Well, I mean, that sucks. That's unfortunate.
I was a big Quake player back in Quake 3 days, and cheating's always been a thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop it ever.
Aimbotting, auto shooting, wall hacking, all that stuff. And so that's when I used to play in .30, which didn't have anti-cheat device. And then I moved up to .32, which had Punk Buster. And if you were using some kind of obvious hack, you're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good. It's a shame whenever pros get caught cheating. So it's just like you're fake.
Yeah, it's the steroids, man. The steroids are invading esports.
Yeah, right. The steroid scandal of esports.
Yeah, no, it's really cheating. Isn't that something? All right.
Yeah.
Still sticking with pro gaming, there's a pro gaming team that opened an esports training facility in Shanghai. World Team Elite, one of China's largest and earliest professional esports groups. Yeah, they opened their own training facility down there, man. So if you want to train and you want to live in China, go out there, man.
Yeah, they have a really good LoL team that didn't make it to Worlds.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, well they play in the Chinese, obviously Chinese league. I'm trying to remember who made it in from Chinese league though. I don't remember. Oh, Edward and with 3 teams. Sorry, Edward, Starhorn Royal, who lost to Samsung in the final. So I think they were 3rd World Elite, so or 4th or whatever. They just missed it. So
damn, that sucks.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. All right. The world's largest LAN party hit record highs. 22,000 computers, it looks like, bringing over 25,000 people there to play these consoles.
That's a lot.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of internet. That's a lot of power.
So it's actually, a lot of freaking electricity.
That's a lot of electricity, man.
Yeah. So actually, the exact number is 26,672 people, up from 2,000 from last year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean they were playing esports events and other things. They were from Counter-Strike, StarCraft to Dota, even Hearthstone. There was just so many things going on there, and I just don't even know how those things go down. Like it just looks awesome, but I don't know, it just looks like a lot of heat and sweaty balls. Like that's what it really looks like. It's like I don't know, man. I don't know if I can.
That's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that picture right there is the one that fucking sets it all.
Wow. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could do that. I mean, it sounds cool.
It's like comma computers.
Yeah, I guess you could put it like that.
Or PAX or something. Yeah.
Still speaking. The one more thing about esports.
This is the weirdest story.
YouPorn, yes, God, has been trying to get a professional team going, and now they have it. Yeah. Team YP, so it's not like it says porn on their jerseys, but yeah, I mean they have a thing. They're not going to be play to win. This is Spanish team play to win, and now they're not going to be play to win. They're going to be Team YouPorn.
I don't know how I would feel if I were on team play to win and we got bought out by YouPorn.
Well, I mean, porn makes a lot of money, man. If they're gonna pay you, they're gonna pay you, right?
I mean, but like, what team do you play for? YouPorn. Like, it just sounds so sketchy.
Team YP, man.
That's so sketchy. That's the weirdest.
All right, last couple of stories. Lightning round, I guess we could do it. 10 years later, Daigo Yumura and Justin Wong reenacted their Moment 37 because they had Moment 37 reloaded. The clips were awesome. They actually reenacted the actual Daigo parry.
The parry.
Yeah, the first time Daigo missed it, but then the second time he caught it, but the result was different.
Yeah, Justin Wong won this time.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter. It was fun.
But it was still hype and it was still fun. The guys were laughing. It was a good time. There's a screenwriter out there that wanted to write a screenwriter about a film adaptation of this book, a sci-fi book called Ready Player One, which is something I'd never heard of. I don't know if you ever heard of it, Steve.
No.
It was the guy, he wrote this. He was the guy that made the Atari documentary. And he says he really wants to do this book, but apparently how he's going to get around it, nobody really knows, because apparently it uses so many different games from like the 80s and whatnot, especially like Donkey Kong and other things like that, where he said if you had to make a movie and get all the licenses, that's already worth billions of dollars. So
yeah, it's gonna be heavy.
But I do hear great things about this book, so I may have to check it out.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out if I get a chance. But definitely getting all the rights to all this stuff is going to cost a lot.
Now, one final story from GameStop. GameStop's worried about digital games and them becoming too cheap. Here's a quote from Tony Bartel. He's the company's president. "We want to help ensure that our industry does not make the same mistakes as other entertainment categories by driving the perceived value of digital goods significantly below that of a physical game. When a free digital token program ends, we believe that the industry will need to work together to continue to price goods in a way that sustains profitability and ensures a great innovation that this category needs." Bartello also said that he indicated that the average price a consumer pays for a full AAA game download is $22. When asked what price consumers were expected to pay for a full game to digital download, he said approximately $35.
Oh.
Which is, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Because, I mean, in all honesty, I feel like $60 for a game is way too much.
It is way too much.
I mean, for digital, I mean, for physical disc, I would understand. Because you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for the disc, you're paying for everything else.
You're paying for plastic.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's understandable. But if there's no plastic, there's no reason why I'm paying $60. And it's still, like, I mean, they're making assloads of money off of that. And that
I
really
still
needs to
think
change.
$60 for some plastic is a little too much, too.
I guess.
I think video games, if you're buying a physical hobby, $50. $50.
I guess. I don't know. I think 60 is gonna hit a limit because look, $60 has already survived the last couple of generations. Like the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. I mean, they were both $60.
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox One, Xbox 360, $60. Only the Wii U
I
went
understand
from 50 to 60.
Well, I understand they're not going down, but I still think 60 is a little much.
Yeah, I guess. But I do feel like if I had to go digital, that it shouldn't be full price. It shouldn't be the same price.
No, I agree with that too. I agree with that.
That's it for our Two Broke Gamers podcast. Look for us in the future because we got one more show left for the year. Because, we're going to cut it off early because, we got birthdays and Christmases and everything else to celebrate.
Because seasons, man.
Seasons, man. But also, there's going to be other things coming from the Two Broke Gamers as well, like our Christmas guide. Hopefully, that'll help you guys out for your broke gamer in need. And our year in review of gaming news and such like that. I think we're going to try to record that at some point, somehow, some way. But it's going to be out there. And it's going to be put out there at some point. Not going to be put immediately and then we just give up on the rest of the show for the end of the year. But we do want to promise at least next year we're gonna have video. We're
trying. It's not easy, man.
Yeah, no, but we're gonna try to make it happen. If God damn it, if you don't see us by video in January, then God damn it, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, Gar.
Yeah, but that's about it for the show. You can catch me on Twitter at TEH_Rick.
You can catch me on Twitter at Steve B Agilism. It's AGILISM.
And, of course, our own show, Twitter, at Two Broke Gamers Pod. Check our website that's eventually going to be updated, especially during the Christmas break.
Yeah.
But especially something else that hopefully will happen by the end of the year. Cross your fingers. We'll announce it on Twitter. Woo-woo. But Two Broke Gamers Podcast.wordpress.com. Everything else is going to be linked out.
Yeah, and you can also, if you're not already listening to us on YouTube, you can subscribe and stuff.
And comment.
Yeah, Two Broke Gamers Podcast.
Boom. And we'll be out of here until next week, all right?
Later.